All of me, why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my lips, I wanna use them. Take my arms, I never use them. Your goodbye has left me with eyes that cry. Why can I go on, dear, without you? You took the part that once was my heart, so why not take all of me? All of me, why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? You took the part that once was my little heart, so why not take all of me? Why not? Why not take all of me?
That was marvelous. Why not take all of me? Praise God, I tell you. And like I tell everybody, my favorite scripture, Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all my heart. Lean not into my own understanding. And if I acknowledge the Lord in all my ways, he will direct my path. He directed my path for my sister Gloria to come today to be my special guest, and Phil Wright to be my special guest. Many people say, well, how do you get your guests? I said, I just know. The Holy Spirit just leads me to my guests. And again, this is Phil Wright, composer and musician, and Gloria Hendry, actress and a singer. And so much more. What other hats do you wear, darling? Oh, wait. She's my sister too, by the way. This is part 2. You're gonna say that, weren't you?
You know,
So go ahead.
You took it right out of my mouth.
I take it out of your mouth. Oh.
What other part I play your sister.
Oh, you do?
Big sister.
Uh-oh. No, you mean you were saying that now? As we were coming up, people would think, Jessica, I'm taller than her.
Oh, no, you're not.
And I have
You
more
always
breasts
have that.
and more breast.
Well, yeah.
And people would think, you're older than her, aren't you? It didn't bother me, because that's the way, when you're taller and all that, it didn't bother me.
Well,
my
Mom,
sister's always act like a little girl all her life. She's always...
Yeah, I never wanted to grow up.
Yeah. And I'm young at heart, too, but I'm not, but you were really...
No, you really have a more maturity. You're Dr.
Yes.
Hendry.
Yeah, well, I
Yes,
earned
you are.
that, I
Yes,
think
you
so.
did.
Yeah.
You earned that.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Thank you
Yes,
for
you
saying
did.
that, yeah. But going back to now, your singing is just wonderful, Gloria.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. And then your husband is right by your side playing the piano, or what am I going
Piano.
to? The piano?
No, well, the keyboard.
Keyboard
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
You've got your whole, you guys don't need to, you guys can just perform to, is
We
that what
do.
you guys are doing?
Yeah,
Tell
we
us about
do.
it. Tell us about the
Yeah, we
performance
do.
now.
Put it this
Phil,
way.
no, I want to hear
sing-
Phil.
I sing with him, I sing with, he allows me to sing with him.
He allows
I have
you.
to, well, he works for a lot of people. I mean, it's a privilege for me to get a hold of him.
But-
I don't have time, he says.
Is
You
that
better
right?
write my music. I'll be running him around the house.
And this is one of the official James Bond ladies. But Phil, tell us where you guys are performing now.
Well, lately we perform at Barbara Morrison's
perform?
for Performance Arts Center in Leimert Park.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the next performance is?
Well, we'll let you know. We're working on the tour. as a
No,
matter of
I
fact.
mean,
Oh, yes, September 25th is our next one, right?
September the 25th.
With an 18-piece orchestra.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute now.
This
Hold
is
on.
September 25th.
Yeah,
It's
but
right
it's
here.
September the 25th. Wait a minute. So the people need to know this. And you're going to let them know what email or something that they can go to. So
Yeah.
wait a minute now. You will be performing September the 25th, October the 9th, November the 6th, Sunday, December the 11th. And all of this is at Barbara Morrison Performing Arts Center, 4305 Tegnan Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90008. And they are working with a 18-piece band. I was wondering how did they get them all in there. And I went last month. It was amazing, the last performance. And they, you got to see it. They perform. It's just wonderful. Tell us a bit.
Yes,
Tell
we're
us about
going
it.
to be performing further down the line. We're working on a tour, but thank you so much. Yeah, we're having so much fun with it, doing a tribute to the jazz songs of James Bond.
Yes,
And we
yes.
also have Billie Holiday, and we're working on Abbey Lincoln, doing a tribute to Abbey Lincoln.
Oh, yes.
He worked with Abbey Lincoln for many, many years, and that's how I met Phil, if you want to know how I met Phil.
Yes, how did you meet Phil, my brother-in-law? How did you meet Phil?
Well, I was in California.
Okay.
And Abby was here, and but I knew Abby from New York, and she was married to Max Roach. To make a long story short, I said, Abby, Phil and I have been together for, he doesn't want me to tell him. We've been together for a number of decades.
Okay.
To put it very modest. So Abby Lincoln gave me an arranger, and she said Phil Wright. So I called him, and I went to his studio. And when I went over to his studio, as I walked through the door,
Yes.
my heart went down to my feet, and I was so mad at myself, I didn't know what to do with myself. I said, what is my problem? I was breaking out in cold sweat. Anyway, as I began to talk to him, and we were talking about my arrangement, my strap fell off my arm, and he lightly just picked it up and put it back on. My whole body shook. I said to him, excuse me.
Look,
but
he's shaking his head.
Yeah, I said, excuse me, but I gotta go. I left. I went outside and I started talking to myself. I said, how dare you? How dare you? What is going on with you, girl? You're breaking out in cold sweat, and this man is making you tremble. I said, no. That's one thing a woman should never do, is fall for a man first before he falls for her.
First, oh.
So I kept going.
Is that right? And to make a long story short, you guys have been together how long now? About what?
39, 40 years.
My goodness, that is wonderful.
It's a long
I
time.
love to hear stories like this because people give up on each other too soon. But you guys, you must have been through a whole lot together, but you're still together.
Look at him. Look at him shake his head.
He's put up with you, and I don't know how you did this. Put up with my sister, my God. But
Get
anyway,
to the music.
What?
Get to the music.
getting back to that. But talking about music, Gloria, I think you paid for me to take some music lessons in New York City, and we were going to be a sister team.
Remember we used to stand on the stoop?
Yes. We were going
used
to be a
stand on the
sister.
stoop and do the doo-wop. Back in those days, the doo-wop.
Yeah.
And we used to stand there and people would walk by and give us money. Remember?
Yes. But I wanted to say this. To this day, I wish I would have kept taking those classes.
Well, your boyfriend.
My husband, eventually I did marry
yeah, you
him,
did
but
marry him.
he didn't want, go ahead.
Well, when you are vocal training and the teacher takes and put his hands on your stomach so you can understand, well, he didn't like that.
I know.
And he wouldn't
got
let you
jealous.
come back.
He got jealous, and he didn't
Well,
want me to go
he
back.
didn't want anybody touching you.
Yeah, isn't that something? But anyway, to make a long story short, I've not given up. I can still hold a tune, but I just can't sing I just can't take a mic and just sing, but I can hold a tune.
Well, it takes,
I know
have
it
to
takes,
rehearse.
yes, it
You
takes
know that.
time. Oh
You know,
yeah,
it
it takes
takes
time.
time.
And I'm so proud of you.
Yeah,
I am
I
very
wasn't
proud of
born
you.
singing. Some people are really born to sing.
That's true.
And I just wanted to continue to sing. And so I'm not a great singer, but I try and I study.
You do.
And, you know.
And you have tried, and you've come a long ways, and you sound beautiful today.
Thank you so much.
Now, going back to the Bond ladies, Gloria is one of the official Bond ladies. Now, how many black, I like to use the word black, women were a part of the Bond ladies in order?
Well, in order, the first one was Trina Parks in
Trina-
1971.
Trina Parks.
And remember, this is
I've
at
got
the
this
end
fan.
of this is like the end of the 60s after the riots all over the United States, remember?
Yes.
I mean, what we do, which was absolutely right to be happening.
Yes.
And out of that, the Bond franchise hired Trina Parks to be a villain. It was for a short scene, and she choreographed everything. Now, she has the Dunham method. She's a dancer. So,
Trina Parks is
Trina
a-
Parks, and she's about 6 feet tall, and she choreographed her entire scene with Sean Connery. And believe it or not, as time went by, they never gave her any screen credits.
Oh, my.
So you never really saw her name down there until now.
So, okay.
And the next one after that was the 8th Bond, me, yours truly, Gloria Hendry, doing Rosie Carver. And initially, my role was supposed to be a Jamaican,
Oh.
because Ian Fleming lived in Jamaica. And when he wrote this particular Live and Let Die, it's almost all black. This is the only one of the franchise. So my role supposed to have been Solitaire, and Solitaire was supposed to be black. I meant to say, yes, and Rosie Carver was supposed to be Caucasian,
Oh.
and Solitaire, who winds up with Bond, is supposed to be a woman of color. So at the last minute, they switched it.
Isn't that something?
And James Seymour came on while they were filming. So moving on down the line, the next one after that is License to Kill, which is Grace Jones.
Grace Jones.
So Grace Jones was a singer, is a singer and an actress, and she came from the modeling time. We used to model together. And she was the first starring role of a woman of color, Grace Jones. After that came Halle Berry.
Halle Berry.
Halle Berry did Die Another Day. And Halle Berry starred, but she was not, she was the second lead. And after that, Judi Dench left the franchise. I think she became a part of the franchise in '95. She was Judi Dench, a British actress,
Okay.
who retired, and Norma Harris, a British black woman, as you want to call it, she took over the role of M. Now she's a part of the series. She's the first one to ever be a part of the franchise.
Okay.
So it's 5 of us.
Okay, that's 5. Okay, now we have some.
And they did a tribute to us too.
Wow.
In November at the
Oh, that's right.
at the African American Museum, Sony Pictures in Columbia did a Bond tribute to the women of Bond, the black women of Bond.
Where can the world find out about all this
Just
stuff?
go on the internet and just say a tribute to black Bond women, and it's all over.
Tribute
the place.
to black
And it went all
Bond
over the
women.
world. And I asked them, I said,
Yes.
"Why are you guys doing this?" They said, "To help further your career." I said, "Wow, that's amazing."
That's good. That's good. Now we have some pictures to show you, and once they pull it up, Gloria is going to tell you. Oh, here we go. What's going on in this scene,
Well,
Gloria?
on the left-hand side, I'm supposed to be in the center. I won't tell you why. I'm starring in this movie called, at the time, was called Ebony, Ivory, and Jade, and shot in the Philippines.
remember. Yes, yes,
And
yes.
then they changed the title to Savage Sisters.
Oh,
And I'm starring in this film, and the second star is Sherry Cafaro. That's the Caucasian woman, and that's, golly, I forget her name. She's a star in the Philippines at that time. That was
Okay.
shot around 1975.
all right.
And there's a lot. And the next one was Jim
Oh.
Brown, the second picture. No, back again to the other one, please. Jim Brown, if you go back to the other picture. Jim Brown, I starred in Slaughter's Big Ripoff 2 with Jim Brown. And this one here is Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly, I starred in this by Warner Brothers, who signed me to a year's contract.
Now Jim Kelly was what, a karate expert?
Oh yes, he was an awarded martial artist internationally.
Okay.
Yes, he's a grandmaster. We lost him a couple of years ago.
Yes. And you have any more pictures that we pull up while we are on? Any more pictures?
Yes.
No, they have it on the,
Right.
or else.
Um,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what
So-
it is and what it was is one of the
Tell us about that.
best books to get out regarding the black exploitation, because that was about black exploitation, those other two films I talked about. And throughout this particular, and also in my book, if you want to put my book back up, in my book, I
Yes.
do talk about
Fantastic
my film,
book.
my
Everybody must
my
get that.
filmography, as well as my
How can they get
family.
this book?
On Amazon.
Tell them again.
It's also on
On
Amazon. It's in
Amazon.com or-
hardbook, softbook, and Kindle. It's
So
on
what
Kindle
the,
as well.
just-
All they have to do is go and say Gloria Hendry on Amazon, and they can buy the book.
And for all of her credits, you go under gloriahendry.com.
Hendry. Well, yes.
GloriaHendry.
You can look me up on the internet. I'm all over
Google
the place.
it. Google it too.
Yes.
Now there's a we go as Hendry. There's a long
Oh,
did you
God.
put that in the book?
Yes.
About the Hendry and
no,
Henry?
I didn't, but I ran into our relatives down at the family
Florida?
reunion.
Yeah.
About Henry. Oh gosh.
It's a
It's
story.
a long story.
They
but-
stopped using the D at one time.
No, they stopped using.
The
They
D.
put the D in there.
They put it back in there.
They put the D in our name
Mm-hmm.
because somebody else was receiving our mail. But there is a Henry. There's a town called Henry in Florida. And the matter of fact, the Seminole tribe called me because we're Seminole. Our grandmother, our great grandmother, is Seminole Indian. She had land as far as the eye could see. And our grandmother, Josephine, she was mixed, of course. But the tribe this week, Seminole tribe, called me. I got to share that with you.
Okay, but listen,
Yeah.
what we are getting ready to close. What would you like the world to know? This is World of Wisdom, Beauty, Health, and Fitness. What would you like to tell the world about your legacy, what you've been through? Give something, inspire these young people that want to get into acting or movies or singing. Gloria.
Well, I would like to be able to put it in simplistic words, and it's difficult to do that, but to get to the core. What you think is what it is. If you want to change something, it's what you think. So read or associate yourself with those who are doing where you want to go. Also be true to yourself. Be true to the universe. Listen to the voice in you early in the morning. 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, voices do talk to you. You are taken care of, and love yourself. If you love yourself, you love others. Take care of the only house you have. That's your body. And wherever you put it, that's the first house. And be careful of what you put into that body. And what you say is what it is. Remember, it is in the word,
Yes.
and it's true.
Phil. Amen. Phil, what would you like to tell what would you like to tell the world? Give them a word of advice or something to inspire or motivate them to where you are and what you've done in your life.
Well, I think that for people coming up, especially young people, it's very easy to get just all tangled up in all the technology and not really investigate what came before the technology, which is very important. Because if you're going to be a musician, if you're going to be a writer, if you're going to be almost anything creative, you need to study history. You need to study the history of the art that you're aspiring to get into. So I would say, listen to some of the things that you're not familiar with and go back and do some investigation and read. There's all kind of books in the library. You get into music, you get into art, you get into writing or acting or whatever. Remember, there's always something that came before you. There's always something that came before what you hear on the radio and see on the television. So it doesn't mean that you have to copy everything that you listen to, but know where it came from, know some of the people. If you're going to get into the world of jazz, you need to know who Duke Ellington was, and Count Basie.
Yes.
And you need to know who Art Tatum was.
Yes.
You need to know a lot of names, you know, Billie Holiday. You need to know who Abbey Lincoln was.
Yes.
And you need to know Dinah Washington. I mean, I could go on, but you need to go back and check all this stuff out. And some of it you relate to, some of it you might not relate to.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
investigate. Don't just stay right in the present, because you're going to find out as you get older that what's happening now will eventually pass to something else. So if that's all you know, when that goes, you go on with it. Okay? That's my advice.
Interesting,
to young
interesting, interesting. And have a burning desire to do what you enjoy doing, just like Phil Wright. He enjoys and has a burning desire to continue being a composer and pianist and all that. And Gloria, she is just burning up. Like, this girl is on fire with with singing now. With this 18-piece band that they're down there at Barbara Morrison. So you guys have got to go down there and see her and Phil. They will be there for another 3 months. Now listen, if you need to know anything, contact me, Hendry. This is my email, Hendry Malika7@gmail.com, and telephone 626-840-4493, and I text quite a bit. And for any information about the show today, if you'd like to obtain a book, of Gloria's book, Gloria's book here, which is a fantastic book. Phil, do you have a book out there now too, or you?
I don't have a book, but I have recordings, and most of them you can go on the internet and just
That's right. Go
type
ahead.
in Phil Wright, American jazz composer, pianist.
Say that again.
Phil Wright, American jazz pianist, composer, arranger.
Good.
The reason I said it because there's quite a few Phil Wrights in the world. It's a very common name in England and Australia.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Okay.
just put my name in it, but say American jazz pianist, arranger, and they'll have a list of many of the things I've done. You can order it online.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. And is there any other words you guys would like to share? Besides being married so many years, how did you keep your marriage together? Come on, the young people need to hear that, even me.
Well, you always have to weigh your situation.
How do you?
You line up the pros and the cons of a relationship, and whatever outweighs is where you go.
Phil,
If it's good or if it's bad, you put down, literally write it down, the advantages and the disadvantage of the relationship. And because we all are tolerant, you will never have exact, because you have your way, and he has his way.
Yeah.
So at a certain point you will cross, but you weigh it, whether or not it's worth it.
Right. And our shows come on every Monday. I have to say this, PasadenaMedia.org, and it comes on Monday nights, 9:30 a.m. and 9:30 p.m., half-hour shows. So if you would like to catch our show with Gloria and Phil, you can. And then eventually, we will be on YouTube. And we are on YouTube. So look under Malika Hendry. You will find it, minister. It says Dr. Malika Hendry, minister. They can get it like that, because it's going to be we're all on YouTube. And that's a wonderful thing. We can do the show.
And
We didn't have this. Well, go ahead.
You've been doing this show for how many years now?
Well, 20 plus. Woo! And I enjoy it.
You are awesome.
I love interviewing people and letting people see who's who.
And you have such a variety of a show.
Of a right. I love it.
You really do.
And I got to tell you now, just like she looks very healthy, and I look healthy too. I know I do, because I do try.
You
However,
do look healthy.
You are what you eat. Watch what you eat. Gloria, give them, because my sister is, think I'm healthy. I try to watch everything I eat. If I eat some, say like a piece of candy, I'm just going to have 2 pieces. And I count them. If I'm going to have
A drink.
some 30 cc's. 30.
Does everybody know you're a nurse as well?
I think no, not everybody.
Well, you
I'm
are a
voc-
nurse as well, and you're a beautician. You have your license.
Cosmetologist.
You have your own shop as a beautician. You are just enormous. Plus, you're a doctor. I mean, of theology,
ministry.
of ministry.
Yeah.
You are just awesome. You got your bachelor's. You went to get your master's, and then you got your doctorate.
Yes.
I
I was led.
You're awesome.
There's nothing He was the wind beneath my wing. And I love everything I do.
The other day, I was assigned to do some business with some people, and they wanted to get a drug test from me, believe it or not. And this is very top, and I don't want to say the company, the corporation, but I had to have a urine test.
Okay.
And they did a whole panel on me. Now imagine when you're moving along and you're into drugs, and even if you are taking legal drugs, all of that's going to show up.
Yes.
So what you try to do is really minimize your drug taking, because you never know when the opportunity knocks, because this particular corporation is important to my life.
Oh.
And things show up in your system.
Right. And then if
I just had to bring that up to say, be careful of what you
and
put
then
in
if
your
you
body.
smoke marijuana or anything, that's
shows
all that
up,
stuff comes up.
everything
Wow.
shows up.
So be careful of what
Everything.
you eat.
Because
and-
you never know when that call comes in, and you might have to have it. And today, they're giving more drug tests than ever.
Oh yeah. So again, we're getting ready to close, Gloria, and don't forget to go and see her show at Barbara Morrison
Performing
Arts Center.
Yes.
And Barbara Morrison, you can Google that. That's all, you can Google that.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. And I thank you so much for being my sister all these years.
Yes, sis.
She has, mwah, she has always, people ask, I watched my sister all these years putting on makeup. I didn't go to modeling school and all that, but I learned from my sister. God bless you, darling.
Bless you too.
Mwah. Mwah.